Well, we're joined by one of the organisers of that letter, senior writer for The Age, Jo Chandler. Good morning. Thanks for being here. What difference do you and the other signatories on this letter hope that it would make?
I guess it's really a grassroots expression of support for the paper and for a recognition of the place of The Age masthead and its heritage in our community conversation, in reflecting the society that we are and in reflecting the issues that people are interested in. It's very interesting that the full gamut of arts, education, academia have come out in such force to put their names and stick their heads up to be associated with this.
We're showing the viewers that letter now. How hard was it? Or I suppose the flip side is how easy was it to get the likes of Steve Bracks, Malcolm Fraser, Guy Pearce, Geoffrey Rush to sign up?
I think the first 30 or so responded within a couple of hours of Friday night when we first circulated that draft and invited people to be part of it. In a sense, it was a reprise of a similar exercise from 1988 when Robert Maxwell, the British tycoon, was circling The Age. There was a lot of concern then about what that might mean for not only questions of editorial independence and integrity, but Victorian and Melbourne identity. And so a group of eminent citizens at that point got together, and the letter that we've drafted opens with a quote from their original letter of 1988. And it was actually that movement that resulted a couple of years later in the editorial charter being adopted by The Age, and that remains enshrined and really the core of our culture.
Now, the editors that have left in the last day or so, how much is that going to impact the business in the newsrooms?
Look, I guess it's a crazy, chaotic time at the moment for all news organisations, and I guess what's given us stability in the past has been the culture and the protection that the editorial charter gives every journalist that's working there at The Age. And regardless of the comings and goings of senior executives, that's the bedrock of who we are and the journalism we practice, and I guess that's why we're clinging so hard to it at this stage.
Gina Reinhardt has described herself as a white knight. She's about the only person willing to invest money in Fairfax at the moment. Why is staff so keen to turn her away?
Well, this letter, you might notice, doesn't mention Gina Reinhardt. It's not about...
It's prompted by Gina... As we all know, it's prompted by Gina Reinhardt.
Certainly, and what it does is recognise, though, that the traditional newspaper model is in a lot of trouble all over the world. We are going to need new kinds of investment. We need to develop new models for telling stories in critical stories in authentic and independent and rigorous ways. I guess what we're saying to anybody who comes and joins the Age board is to recognise that the heart of the business that they're buying into and the value of the business is in the independence. And if you compromise that, what are you selling?
Well, Gina Reinhardt, in that email response to the Four Corners program, she said that her company, Hancock Prospecting, said that she'd hoped that she would be viewed by the board as a successful business person and a necessary white knight, as Michael mentioned, with mutual interest in a sustainable Fairfax. And unless director positions are offered without unsuitable conditions, Mrs Reinhardt is unable to assist Fairfax at this time. So if she were to sell off her interest, that would put the company in an even more precarious position, would it not?
I guess there may be other people emerge from the deep dark woods. I'm not sure.
Name one.
Look, my role in this and the role of the Independence Committee is to really champion the value of good journalism and its inherent part in the underpinning the value of the company. Whoever comes in and wants to participate in the exciting venture of news into the new digital era, bring them on. We welcome the investment. What we want them to do is to recognise, though, that the business that they're getting into isn't the same as hamburger flipping.
And just very quickly, if Gina Reinhardt got her wish, got 2, maybe 3 board seats, still refused to sign the charter, how would Fairfax journalists react to that?
I guess we'll have to continue to campaign and encourage the board to continue its efforts to have every member recognise the value of independence. And in the end, we've all ultimately got a code of ethics to adhere to as well, and that code of ethics enshrines the same values. It requires us to tell stories truthfully and fearlessly and without favour, and I will have to exercise that.
Jo Chandler, we appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.